committees in the U.S. Congress, but we received word that a bill regarding our beloved national parks may be introduced by Congressman Thurston Oakley, and this bill is sure to spark controversy. Our reporter, Grace Granite, is tracking down the story on Capitol Hill. Grace, are you there?
I'm here, Holly, and let me tell you, getting here was no picnic. I took the train to Union Station. Normally, I don't take the train, but I thought as long as I needed to get to the Capitol, I should try it.
What can you tell us about the bill Congressman Oakley is rumored to be introducing?
I can tell you this much. If you get on the train and you don't pay attention, you can miss your stop. I picked up a newspaper someone had left on a seat and started reading an article on Bigfoot. Let me tell you, Holly, I was hooked. I had to finish that article.
Grace, what information have you been able to uncover at the Capitol?
Well, not much, I'm afraid.
And why not?
I missed my stop, Holly.
Where are you, Grace?
I'm somewhere in Maryland, and I don't have enough money for the return ticket. Do you think someone at the station could send me a couple of dollars? I can pay it back.
It looks like we'll have to wait on that story coming out of Capitol Hill. Now would be a good time for a commercial.
How are things on Capitol Hill, Mr. Pine?
Not so good, Miss Birch.
Oh dear, the congressman again?
I'm afraid so. This was about to be presented to the Congressional Subcommittee on National Parks.
What is it?
A bill to make the Grand Canyon a giant lake.
Flood the Grand Canyon? That's insane.
I just happened to pick that up before it got sent to the subcommittee.
This would be extremely embarrassing. Again.
My thoughts exactly.
I thought once we had the congressman on the National Park Subcommittee, we were safe.
Well, we're safe as long as he doesn't write any bills, or give any speeches, or show up for any votes.
How does he propose to flood the Grand Canyon?
Well, he thinks that one of his constituents can build giant dams at either end of it, and then wait for the Colorado River to fill it up like a giant bathtub.
Why does he want to flood the Grand Canyon?
He thinks that it will provide more recreational opportunities for people than it currently provides.
Not only would that be physically impossible, but the Grand Canyon is a national treasure. People would be outraged. Congressman Oakley would be run out of office.
And we would be unemployed. I like my job, Miss Birch. I like working for one of the least effective members of Congress in the history of our great nation. I feel like I'm contributing something positive to the world.
How is that?
Well, by keeping Congressman Oakley in office, we keep somebody else out. Somebody who can do some serious damage.
No one in Washington takes him seriously.
Well, no one in Washington knows who he is, and it's our job to keep it that way.
Right. What should I do?
Well, there's a big vote coming up in Congress, one that's sure to spark a lot of controversy. I want you to get the congressman out of town, at least until the bill passes or fails. By then, the poll numbers will be in, and it'll be safe for him to come home and tell people how he would have voted had he been in Washington.
How do I get him out of town?
That's your job, Miss Birch. You figure that out.
A bill to flood the Grand Canyon. Here's a drawing of a boat dock on the south rim. People swimming, fishing, water skiing. That would take a lot of water.
Lost Moon Lodge, how may I help you? Yes, we are on the lake. No, we are not on Moose Head Lake. We are on Moose Bottom Lake. It is at the other end of the lake. Yes, we do have a room available. As a matter of fact, we have almost all of our rooms available. We have the Gray Wolf Suite, the Black Bear Suite, the Bald Eagle Suite. You don't want to spend a lot of money. Well, how much money do you want to spend? Oh my. Well, we do have a room available for you. It is called the Porcupine Suite. It is nice enough, you just cannot sit down on anything. Okay, call us back if you change your mind.
Good morning, Mary.
Good morning. How are the Pikes today?
We're fishing for trout and salmon, not pike.
No, I mean you two, Mr. and Mrs. Pike. How are you doing today?
Well, we're all set to catch that record-sized fish. Or any fish, for that matter.
We hope today's our lucky day.
At it for 2 months now. You'd think we would have caught something besides head colds.
Maybe you're just not using the right bait.
Bait? We're supposed to use bait?
Or fishing lures.
Fishing lures? What are fishing lures?
Never mind that. This is your first fishing trip. You will catch something. Eventually.
Who was on the phone?
Some guy looking for a cheap hotel on Moose Head Lake. I told him we're the cheap hotel on Moose Bottom Lake. I think we're at the wrong end of the Moose.
We're at the wrong end of life. Why don't we just give up and move back to the city?
Uncle Roscoe left this hotel for us in his will. It must have had some special meaning for him.
Uncle Roscoe won this hotel in a poker game. I doubt he ever laid eyes on it.
Poor Uncle Roscoe. He really should have checked to see if he had a parachute on.
I don't think the guys who threw him out of the plane gave him time. Anyway, Aunt Hill took off the condo in New York, and we're stuck with the Lost Loon Lodge, where, with the exception of weirdos who fish without bait, no guest has ever stayed here more than one night.
I wonder why. This hotel isn't that bad.
I found on the 3rd floor hallway. Pretty good sized timber rattler. What should I do with her?
Why don't you kill it?
I don't want to kill her. I have to live out here with nature. I don't want to make anybody mad.
How do you know it's a she?
There's a whole mess of babies up there. I couldn't catch all of them.
Why don't you take the snake as far out into the woods as you can and let it go, then come back here and round up all the baby snakes.
That might be kind of difficult. When I grabbed Mama, they all made a break for it. They're all over the 3rd floor and making their way down here.
We cannot have baby snakes crawling around here.
Geez, ladies, if you're gonna live out in the woods, you can't let a little timber rattler upset you.
I'm going back to New York. We said we would try it for at least a year.
How long do we have to go?
9 months, 3 weeks. 14 hours and 20 minutes. Why don't you meditate? It might make you feel better. I'm gonna watch Pete corral the baby snakes.
Congressman.
What's wrong with you, Miss Beach? I spilled coffee all over myself.
Sorry, sir. And my name is Birch, not Beach.
I'm very busy this morning. I'm looking over the statistics of our national parks. Did you know there's not a shopping mall anywhere near Yellowstone?
I would have guessed that to be the case, sir.
Well, I'm going to change that. What good are these national parks if people can't enjoy themselves?
Most people visit the national parks for peace and solace, not Applebee's.
Don't be silly, Miss Batch. When people go on vacation, they want to shop.
It's Birch.
What's this water thing?
That's Old Faithful.
It looks like a broken water line. I'm going to propose we cap it off and put a real fountain in its place. Something with terracotta and Spanish tile, you know? Something that fit right in with the environment.
Sir, I don't think you should cap Old Faithful.
And goldfish. Nothing sets off a fountain like goldfish.
But goldfish are natural to the environment of Yellowstone.
What's this thing?
That's a bear, sir.
Well, we can't have bears running around scaring the tourists. I propose bear hunting season year-round. People who like to shoot things can take out all the bears they want. Think of all the bearskin rugs they'll be in.
I hate to think.
So first, we flood the Grand Canyon, then build a shopping mall for Yellowstone. After that, we tackle the rest of these national parks.
Sir,
What if we bulldoze the Great Smoky Mountains? There's bound to be tons of some kind of natural resource down there we could use.
Sir, I have something to show you.
What's this?
It's a major newspaper.
The National Divulger.
Yes, sir. It's like the Washington Post, only different.
Well, it must be important with a name like National Divulger.
Look at the front page.
Astronomers see image of Elvis on Mars. Wow, this is big.
Try the other article.
Sasquatch alert, terror at Moose Bottom Lake. Woman kidnapped by Bigfoot escapes to tell her story.
Keep reading.
He dragged me deep into the woods. I thought he was going to kill me, but he has a tender side. We can't have monsters behaving like this, Miss Bench.
I thought you'd want to know about it. And my name is Birch.
I've seen this Bigfoot on television. He's pretty scary. And to think he kidnapped this poor young woman who looks old enough to be somebody's grandmother.
You should do something about it, sir. You're on the National Park Subcommittee.
Is Moose Bottom Lake in a national park?
We can pretend it is, for the sake of the country.
You're right. I should do something. What should I do, Miss Park?
First, we need to travel to where Bigfoot was last seen and study its impact on the environment. Then, we should go on television. Bigfoot and big trees, an environmental crisis. And my name is Birch, not Bart.
That's a great idea. When do we start?
Immediately. Just leave everything to me.
Okay, we'll find Bigfoot and study it. Then think up some really great legislation and write up a really great bill and get on the news. We'll show this Bigfoot he can't go around kidnapping the poor defenseless citizens of this country. And these trees. We'll chop them all down and build a subdivision. Nice houses, a community center with a swimming pool, and a homeowners association. What do you think, Miss Belch?
It's Birch. My name is Birch, not Belch.
One question, Miss Belch. What's a Sasquatch?
It's Bigfoot's name. His name is Sasquatch, and my name is Birch.
Sasquatch. Is that his first name or his last name?
I don't know. Let's just say it's his last name. That way we can call him Mr. Sasquatch.
I believe I understand perfectly. We worked hard today, Miss Bridges. Nothing sets off the morning of hard work like a pizza. Could you order me a pizza with pepperoni and olives, Miss Breach?
Order your own pizza.
Look! We have mail! I was meditating!
You can meditate later. This is the first piece of mail we have received in months. That is not a bill.
What is it? A credit card application?
It's for Pete. And there's something brown and wiggly on the floor.
It's one of those stupid baby snakes. Where's Pete?
Right here, Miss Granola.
What are you doing?
I'm just heading up to the 3rd floor. It's either a badger or a raccoon. Either way, I'm gonna get big.
Would you please remove the baby snake from the lobby?
What baby snake?
It was there a second ago.
Anyways, you have mail, Pete.
I've been looking for this.
What is it?
My check from the National Divulger. You don't think I can live on the salary you guys pay, do you?
The National Divulger. Isn't that tabloid that makes the National Enquirer look like Wall Street Journal?
Voted trashiest of the trash 3 years in a row.
What do you do for the National Divulger?
I write articles for them freelance. You might not know it, but in college, I was a journalism major.
Then why do you work as a custodian in a backwoods hotel?
Because in college, I was a journalism major. When I got to Boston Lodge, I write articles for various news organizations whose reputations for accuracy are not at the forefront of their editorial philosophy.
What does that mean?
I write for tabloids. The National Divulger is one of my biggest publishers. Last month, it was Elvis living as a monk in Tibet. The month before, it was Elvis as a delivery man in Detroit. The month before that, it was Elvis as a tour guide on the Amazon. This month, somebody beat me to the Elvis scoop. Astronomers see image of Elvis on Mars. It's that darn custodian down at the Big Buzzard Inn, up on Moose Antler Lake. He and I were in journalism school together.
Would you have an article for this month?
Sasquatch alert! Terror at Moose Bottom Lake. Woman kidnapped by Bigfoot picture in the paper. I figured I'd set something close to home.
The creature kidnapped a citizen from a nearby town and held her in his cave for 2 weeks. The citizen managed to escape when Bigfoot left her unattended to purchase an engagement ring.
How's that for sensational?
You fabricated a story.
I didn't fabricate anything. I just embellished the facts.
The facts? There are no facts. You made it up. It is not true.
It could be true.
Have you ever seen Bigfoot around Moose Bottom Lake?
No, but that doesn't mean he isn't there.
It's fraud.
So, is fraud illegal?
Well, yes.
Oh, look, nobody takes this stuff seriously, do they?
Where did you get this photo of Bigfoot running through the woods?
That's Granny again. I made her put on a wig.
What's on her feet?
Snowshoes. You might not know it, but running through the woods in snowshoes is a good way to fall down and break your nose. The blood looks good on the wolf when it asks. Sort of like Bigfoot's been eating an elk or something.
Well, Pete, we've discovered you have a talent we didn't know about.
Journalism.
Bad fiction writing.
Oh, come on. It's just a little creative, fraud.
Just please do not involve the Lost Moon Lodge.
Yes, ma'am.
I wonder if I can meditate without getting bit by something.
Hello, Lost Moon Lodge. How may I help you? No, we are on Moose Bottom Lake. It's at the other end of Moose Head Lake.
Unplug the phone so I can try to achieve a higher existence, or whatever it is I'm supposed to get out of sitting on the floor with baby snakes.
An article in the National Divulger about Bigfoot. I'm not familiar with that particular article. We have never actually seen Bigfoot, but I guess your chances of seeing him here are as good as anywhere else. Yes, we do have a room available in about 2 days. Name?
You can't be serious.
Okay. Oakley and Bench. Sorry, Birch. I will see you in about 2 days? Perfect. How about that? We are going to have guests.
Boy, are they gonna be sorry.
They read Pete's article in the National Divulger. They want to see Bigfoot.
Why didn't you tell them the article was written by our handyman and he made the whole thing up?
Maybe I will, once they arrive.
You sent for me, Miss Hawk?
I did, Barry. Did you happen to watch the newscast yesterday?
Are you talking about Grace Granite?
Yes. The woman is a total embarrassment to the network.
How does she keep her job?
She's the daughter of one of the board members.
Did she ever get back from Maryland yesterday?
Unfortunately, yes. A viewer sent her the train fare. Listen, I don't want to talk about that woman. I have an assignment for you. I need you to travel.
Great! Do I get to travel to Europe, India, Russia?
Tell me, who is the least effective congressman in Washington?
That would be the Honorable, and I use the term loosely, Thurston Oakley. From what I've heard, he's never uttered a single word on the floor of House of Representatives, and the people who've been around him say he's ignorant, ill-informed, and about as bright as the fence post.
How would you like to do an expose on the congressman?
About as much as I'd like to go to a dentist who doesn't use Novocaine.
This could be our chance at a Pulitzer Prize for journalism.
How could an expose on a nitwit win us a Pulitzer?
Can you believe he's writing legislation to flood the Grand Canyon and make it a big lake?
You can't be serious.
He's serious. He also wants to build a shopping mall at Yellowstone and kill all the bears. He wants to strip mine all the Great Smoky Mountains. He wants to build condos on Mount Rushmore. And he wants to build an amusement park in the middle of the Everglades. There isn't a national park
does the guy have against national parks?
That's for you to find out.
Why haven't we heard about any of this in legislation?
His staff make sure it never gets to the subcommittee. He reads speeches from cue cards, memorizes answers to questions, and avoids debates. As long as no one in his district hears anything about him, they keep re-electing him.
But that's not the way democracy is supposed to work.
Here's your chance to put things right.
But I was working on the story about the senator who accidentally voted against his own bill. That guy's the second biggest kook in Congress.
Now you're going to do a story on the biggest issue in Congress.
Do I have to?
Let me put it this way. Either you write the story on the Congressman Oakley, or you cover the opening of the new city dump with your new co-host, Grace Granite.
I'll take the congressman.
His assistant is a man named Pine. We think he's the brains, and I use that term loosely, in the office.
How did you learn about the Grand Canyon bill?
A lot of the congressional staff likes to have lunch at a restaurant on M Street. One of our guys overheard Mr. Pine bragging about how he keeps the congressman out of the spotlight to his cohorts.
Wow, flooding the Grand Canyon. That would take a lot of water.
And that concludes the congressman's statement regarding the Environmental Protection Bill, which will come up for a vote later in the week.
But we thought this would be a press conference with the congressman.
It is a press conference with the congressman. I am here to answer your questions.
But you're not the congressman.
That is correct. I am the congressman's assistant. Do you have a question?
Where is the congressman?
He is not here. Next question.
How will the congressman vote on the appropriations bill?
The congressman is studying the fine print. He takes a very thorough approach to all the bills that cross his desk.
Will he support it or oppose it?
One or the other. Next question.
Does the congressman support the bill that will allow oil companies to drill into environmentally sensitive areas?
The congressman, again, is studying the fine print. The fine print is important. After all, the devil is in the details. The congressman is aware of those details and the importance of those details, so that the broader picture can be viewed and then acted upon with full knowledge of what has been viewed.
But surely you must have some feeling for or against the oil companies.
That is correct. Next question.
Is it true that the congressman has the worst voting record in all of Congress?
That depends
Depends on what?
on whether you favor his positions or you oppose them.
But how are we supposed to find out what his positions actually are?
You can ask him.
But he never holds a news conference.
He's the least successful congressman in Congress.
Well, you can ask me.
But what if we would rather ask the actual congressman?
Then wait for a press conference.
Mr. Pine, where is Congressman Oakley at this very moment?
As you know, the congressman holds a very important seat on the National Parks Subcommittee.
That's about the least important seat in Congress.
That is an inaccurate conclusion.
What is the congressman doing?
Working.
Let me rephrase that. What is the congressman working on at the precise moment in time?
I'm glad you asked. You see, the congressman is currently heading up a very important study on the environmental impact of anthropoidal entities on unconfined societal subdivisions of one particular gender that may have attracted to those anthropoidal entities sentiments of romantic involvement and engagement. The congressman is very concerned with this situation and its extended effects on that particular segment of society.
Could you explain what you just said?
I believe I was quite clear. Now, don't worry, there are no more questions.
He said the congressman is studying ape-like creatures and their fascination with humans.
How could you possibly know that?
Because in college, I was a biology major.
Then why are you a reporter?
Because in college, I was a biology major.
Is that true? Ridiculous. Why did he actually hold a news conference? Why would he say that? This guy's a bigger nutcase than I thought. He never gives a straight answer. Now he says his boss is going to study monkeys. What does that have to do with anything?
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard of. Going off to study monkeys. What do monkeys have to do with the environment in North America? Monkeys live in Africa and South America. What kind of fools does he think we are?
I can see it now. Congressman Oakley studies monkeys, while Congress gives away millions in appropriations and foreign o'clock news. He'll be the most unpopular congressman in history.
Where do you find monkeys in North America? Besides the zoo, of course. It's not like they're running around the forest like elk and deer. Then again, maybe they are. Wow, there's monkeys on the loose.
That could be a great story.
That press secretary couldn't give a straight answer if his life depended on it. He must write his press releases with a thesaurus in one hand and a Latin dictionary in the other. He should be held accountable for all of his stupid statements.
I don't understand. Like,
Anything, there's no...
Hey, where is that
I think he went that way.
guy? Wait,
Do you want to come out, Mr. Pine?
No, thank you. I'm fine where I am.
Then would you like to tell me why the congressman is studying monkeys?
No comment.
That's too bad. I'm gonna have to do a news special on flooding the Grand Canyon.
Wait! Ow!
Any comment, Mr. Pine?
No one in their right mind would suggest flooding the Grand Canyon.
That would fit the profile of your congressman.
You've got no evidence that Congressman Oakley wants to flood the Grand Canyon.
How about a shopping mall in Yellowstone or condos on Mount Rushmore? Shall I go on?
How do you know about those?
Good journalism. I talked to the congressman.
No one talks to the congressman.
I did.
How? We have him covered 24/7. How did you talk to him?
I delivered his pizza, pepperoni and olives, and told him about the time I was visiting the Petrified Forest National Park and started craving a donut and coffee and had to drive for 100 miles to find a Dunkin' Donuts. The guy spilled the beans. He does not like nature.
What do you want to know?
What does your congressman have against national parks?
I don't know. He just doesn't like them.
Where is he now?
I don't know.
How's this for a leadoff headline on the evening news? Congressman wants to destroy national park.
He's somewhere in Maine.
What's he doing in Maine? Pouring asphalt on all the beaches so people won't get sand in their shoes?
Don't suggest it. He's up in the northern woods of Maine.
There's no national park in northern Maine.
Well, he doesn't know that.
Then what is he doing there? Looking for Bigfoot?
How'd you know?
I was kidding. I saw something about it in a supermarket tabloid about moose something or other. Is that where he is?
Why should I tell you?
Because I asked nicely. And if you don't, my news network is going to do an evening news special on Thurston Oakley, the man who wants to flood the Grand Canyon.
Don't do that. People love the Grand Canyon the way it is.
Then tell me where the congressman is staying.
All right. As soon as I find out where my assistant took him.
I'll go back.
Hello, Lawson Lodge. How may I help you? Yes, we are on the lake. Well, we are near the lake. You would be able to see the lake if it weren't for all the trees a mountain or two. Yes. We do have a room available in about 2 weeks. Would you like me to hold it for you? Name? Diane Sawyer. By the way, do you have a fear of mountain lions? Well, you might be sharing a room with one. That's all. Okay. I will see you in about 2 weeks. How was the fishing?
We still haven't caught any fish, though we seem to be attracting a lot of these flying insects.
What flying insects?
We're not sure, but they leave these funny red marks on our skin.
You two are covered in mosquito bites. Don't you itch?
Like crazy.
Maybe you should purchase some insect repellent.
Why?
Never mind that. Is everything all right with your rooms?
It's very nice.
We really like the moving ceiling. Got another one. Man, I think groundhogs would prefer the ground instead of the attic.
Pete, why does the ceiling in the piped room move?
Bats, if they leave the windows open, it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Don't you think we should get rid of the bats?
Hey, one critter at a
going?
I'm moving in with Aunt Hilda.
You can't stand Aunt Hilda.
I can't stand Moose Bottom Lake even more. Didn't you hear me scream in the shower this morning? I was joined by an otter. I think it wanted me to scrub its back. I threw it out of the shower, and when I turned around, there was baby snakes crawling out of the drain.
I did not hear you because I was outside pulling the vines off of our sign
Why?
so that our guests can find us.
What guests?
The guests that are coming to see Bigfoot, we are booked for the entire season.
You can't be serious.
Okay, I'll take care of those bats now. You know, those pikes are a couple of enchiladas short of a combination platter. I wonder if they're the ones who tore down all that poison ivy.
What poison ivy?
The vines growing on the Lost Loon Lodge sign out by the road.
What exactly does poison ivy do?
Oh man, it's horrible. It gives you this really nasty rash that makes you itch like crazy.
Where are you going?
To the pharmacy!
The nearest pharmacy is 30 miles away.
Did you know all our rooms are full?
Man, how does the wildlife get in so fast?
Not wildlife. Yes, they're coming to see Bigfoot.
There is no Bigfoot.
You said there could be.
Well, there could be, but there isn't. It's just my grandmother. Are you going somewhere?
I was going to move in with Aunt Hilda, but maybe I should stay here. Do you think you can get the baby snakes out of my shower?
Sure, all we need is monsters.
I've decided to write a bill making Bigfoot illegal.
Oh dear.
We'll trap the monster and take him to Roswell, New Mexico, and store him with all the extraterrestrials we keep there. Then we'll show the world photos of Bigfoot and tell them a vicious enemy of humanity has been caught. What will the voters think about that?
They'll think you're completely insane. Hello? Could we get some service here?
Enough with the bell already.
Where have you been?
I was helping Pete catch a really big rat or a really small possum. What do you want?
We have reservations. Birch and Oakley.
My sister normally handles the reservations, but she's indisposed at the moment.
Is it Bigfoot? Has she been kidnapped and forced to live in a cave?
No, she has poison ivy. She's been forced to cut her fingernails and not scratch.
Poison ivy. What exactly is poison ivy?
A vine that grows everywhere and makes people sorry they have skin.
We should look into this poison ivy business. Sounds like something I could handle through the subcommittee.
I have reservations for an Oakley, and it looks like Birch.
It's Birch.
Whatever, you're both on the 3rd floor. That's good. I think most of the wildlife has been cleared for now. Miss Birch is in room 301, and Mr. Oakley is in room 304.
Why did he come when I ring the bell?
He was setting traps on the 1st floor.
Hello?
It's Birch. We made it to northern Maine.
Where are you staying?
At Lost Loon Lodge. It's on Moose Bottom Lake.
Don't you mean Moose Head Lake?
No, Moose Bottom. It's at the other end of the Moose. This place is really isolated. We didn't see another person for miles.
Good, so keep him busy for another 2 weeks. By then, the bill should be out of subcommittee, and you can bring him back.
The congressman was thinking about an endangered species hunting season. That's all he could talk about.
Don't let the congressman talk to anybody. There may be a reporter looking for him.
Why? He's about as interesting as an earthworm, and about as bright.
Well, this reporter knows about flooding the Grand Canyon.
How is that possible?
Well, somebody let the congressman answer the door when his pizza got delivered. And it turns out that the pizza delivery man wasn't a pizza delivery man after all.
Oops.
And somebody leaked your location.
Who did that?
I'm working on that. But when I find the leaker's identity, he's going to be working in the unemployment line.
How do you know it's a he?
It's a figure of speech. So you need to keep the congressman busy and avoiding reporters for 2 weeks. Think you can manage it?
I can manage it, and I expect a big bonus when I return.
Just don't let him talk to anybody. Endangered species hunting season? What does that man have against nature?
Oh well, at least there's no one here.
I'm so tired. We've been walking for miles and I'm starving. Service! Service! Hey!
Where's the bellhop?
Service! Hey! Anybody home? I don't got all day, you know.
Hey, you've got some customers here. What kind of joint is this? I'm not used to waiting. I've got a monster to find. Hope the rooms here get cable. And I'm not talking basic, I'm talking movie channels.
You got anything to eat around this joint? I'm starving. Where's the nearest burger shack? Is Myron gonna have a hot tub? How about a sauna? Does this joint have a sauna?
Man, are we in the middle of nowhere or what? Where'd all these trees come from? I mean, what's with all the water? How the heck are we supposed to find Bigfoot?
I know, there's so many.
Hello? I cannot check you in if you keep talking. Is anyone listening? I can't check you in if you keep making all of this noise.
Thank you.
Oh man, looks like I'm gonna be busy.
So, what's the story here?
Story? No story. Are you a cop?
Do I look like a cop?
I don't know. Maybe.
Did I hear something about Bigfoot?
I don't think so. That would be fraud. And I'm just a handyman. I don't know anything about fraud. Or that article in the National Divulger.
The National Divulger? What happened to your arms?
Poison ivy.
That must be uncomfortable.
It is. Do you have a reservation?
Yes, the name's Bush. Barry Bush.
Yes, Mr. Bush. You are in room 110. I really hope he took care of that Wolverine. I'll go with you to make sure.
Wolverines aren't native to this part of the country.
Well, whatever it was, it had sharp teeth and a bad disposition.
Sounds like my editor.
Today, the Congressional Subcommittee on National Parks ended with a tie vote on one of its most controversial bills. One congressman, Thurston Oakley, was absent. The committee chairman has ordered Oakley back to Washington to cast the tie-breaking vote. Our reporter, Grace Granite, ran into the congressman's assistant this afternoon as he was leaving a local restaurant. Grace?
Yes, Holly. I was driving down M Street and was looking for a parking place. I like to have lunch at a little place near Wisconsin Avenue. They have the best cheesesteaks in the city. The Hoogie Rolls are really fresh. And they fry the steaks with
Excuse me,
onions.
Grace. Could you tell us about the congressman's assistant?
Sure thing, Holly. I was driving down M Street and was looking for a parking place. If I leave the office a little early, I can avoid the lunch rush and usually find a place to park on one of the side streets. But lately, I've been leaving at 10 o'clock and still can't find a place to park. About a month ago, I parked in front of a dumpster and my car was towed.
Grace, could you tell us about the congressman's assistant?
Yes. I was trying to make a left turn when the light turned yellow. I just had time to make it. Then from out of
restless. They've been here a week and no Bigfoot.
I've been keeping most of the wildlife out. What else am I supposed to do?
I think it's time our guests saw Bigfoot.
But there is no Bigfoot. Pete made it up.
I meant Pete's grandmother.
Granny said there's no way she's putting on that Bigfoot costume again.
Why not?
She can't see where she's going.
Why can't she see?
The mask doesn't have any eye holes.
Why doesn't the mask have any eye holes?
It was cheap. The ones with eye holes cost more.
What kind of fool buys a mask without any eye holes?
The kind of fool who thought he'd never have to use the dumb mask again. I was going back to Elvis next month. By the way, she's scratched.
Stop it!
It itches!
Stop it! You know, Pete, Granny isn't the only one around here who can be Bigfoot.
Really? I guess your sister could be Bigfoot too. Might take her mind off the poison ivy and all.
How about the guy who's responsible for Bigfoot in the first place?
You mean the editor of the National Geographic?
No, I mean the freelance reporter for the National Divulger, who just so happens to be available.
I can't be Bigfoot.
Why not?
I'm a writer, not a performer.
Every person on this planet was born to play a role. For Laurence Olivier, it was Hamlet. For Orson Welles, it was Macbeth. For Diane Keaton, it was Annie Hall. And for you, Pete the Handyman, it's Bigfoot. Now put on the costume, go deep in the woods, and make sure somebody sees you. Stop scratching.
Sorry.
All we need is a couple of our guests to catch a glimpse of Pete in his Halloween costume, and then we're set for the next season. Why don't you take some photos when he's all decked out?
Going back to the lake?
We're going to try again, but those fish just aren't biting.
Been here for 3 weeks and not so much as a nibble.
Have you guys tried bait?
What exactly is bait?
Night crawlers, crickets, worms.
Little creatures you stab with hooks and feed to fish.
Look, bait! It's a cute little earthworm. Rattles on its tail.
Don't touch that! That is not the right kind of earthworm.
If you drive down to the convenience store down by the crossroads, I think they can hook you up with some bait that will kill you.
You mean bait can hurt us?
Maybe we shouldn't use bait.
Safety first. I see you're covered in insect bites.
And sunburns.
Have you tried bug repellent?
And sunscreen.
Or maybe a new hobby?
No. I'm gonna go find Pete and talk about that problem we were just discussing. Pete! There is a rattlesnake under the sofa in the lobby again!
I'm going to make sure Mary and Pete take care of that problem. You two have a nice day. Stop scratching!
I tell you, Mr. Birch, it'd be a lot easier to find the Bigfoot if all those trees were out of the way.
I think we got close today, sir. And my name is Birch.
Trees and rocks and dirt. Nature is cruel.
But we're in northern Maine. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen.
What about all that racket?
Those were loons, sir.
And those flying thingies?
American bald eagles.
What a mess, I tell you. The sooner we get this place civilized, the better.
Can we rest, sir?
Rest? The American people are depending on us. We have to capture this Bigfoot.
And how do you propose we capture him?
I propose you use your feminine charm, Miss Broach.
It's Birch.
You waltz up to him and say something nice to him, like, "Have we ever met before?" Or, "Do you have the time?" I do.
Sir, we're talking about a big monkey. I don't want to flirt with a monkey.
It's for your country, Miss Botch.
It's Birch, and I'm really tired. I've been carrying your junk all over the wilderness.
I propose we go to our rooms, run those crawly things out of the showers, clean up, get into some suitable attire, and look for a really nice restaurant.
Oh, sir, that sounds nice. I haven't been to a really nice restaurant in a long time.
Boy, you're in luck. I remember seeing a burger shack about 30 miles down the road. I'll buy you anything you want. Off the children's menu.
Gee, thanks a lot.
find a good money place, make a couple of footprints, and then get back. That pesky moose got in the kitchen again.
I love a good meal of high fructose syrups, trans fats, and fried cow. I wonder what's taking Miss March so long.
Congressman,
Yes? Do I know you?
I delivered your pizza the other night, pepperoni and olives.
All right, my favorite.
I was wondering if I could buy you dinner.
Buy me dinner. Well, that's very nice of you, especially off a pizza delivery man's salary. But I'm supposed to have dinner with my assistant.
She's not going to be available
Really? I wonder why.
because I locked her in her room.
Oh. Well, that would explain it then. Do you like fast food hamburgers?
I'll buy you whatever you want.
A monster! We saw a monster in the woods! Horrible!
Mrs. Pike, what on earth is the matter?
We saw a monster! Just horrible! I've never seen anything so terrifying.
What is it?
We saw a monster in the woods. Big and hairy. How big? Really big. At least I think it was really big. And there was a woman. I'm afraid it was your sister.
Are you sure?
We were near the shore. We could see them through the trees.
Your poor sister.
Was it Bigfoot?
Of course it was Bigfoot. Let's get it!
What are we going to get him with? Oh, maybe we can talk him into coming back with us.
I have a better idea.
What?
You're going to catch him with this. Show us where you saw him.
Wait! Please do not be rough with him.
This is Holly Hawk with a special report from the White House. We go now to our correspondent, Grace Granite. Grace, are you at the White House?
Well, I caught a cab at the studio and told the driver to take me to Pennsylvania Avenue. I think he misunderstood me.
Let me speak with Mr. Pine. It's an emergency.
What is it, Miss Birch?
I lost the congressman.
Where are you, Grace?
Well, right now, I'm looking at the Liberty Bell.
What?
I couldn't get out of my room. Someone locked me in, and there's something under the bed that growls.
Miss Birch, you find the congressman, or that thing under your bed will be the least of your problems.
You're in Philadelphia? How could you ride a cab all the way to Philadelphia and think you're still in Washington?
Well, I just thought it was taking a really long time to get across town. Would you like a story on the Liberty Bell? There's not much to it. Big bell, drive down its side.
No. I would like for you to find a really deep hole and fall in it.
Holly, could you send me some money for the cab? I'm afraid it's kind of expensive. Hello? Holly? Anybody?
Come on, Pete, there's a mob after us. I can't understand you. Would you take off that stupid mask? Good grief, this thing's stuck. Where's Bigfoot's foot? You dropped it? All you had to do was wait till the pikes out on the lake and make some footprints in the mud. Somebody's coming. Quick, hide. How should I know where? Just hide.
What have you two done? Our guests have turned into the mob scene from the Frankenstein movie. They are storming the castle with torches and pitchforks.
Torches and pitchforks?
Well, camcorders and butterfly nets. Anyway, where is Pete?
I'm sitting on him.
You're what? Get up.
They're coming back.
And he lost an odor eater.
We can stand around here all day contemplating improbable hypotheses, but we all know there's only one obvious answer. What do you two know about this?
Well, it is a Bigfoot, all right. What do you think?
Yeah, this is a Bigfoot.
Suspicious, what did you say?
Well, it all depends on your definition of suspicious. If you mean suspicious as in something is or could be suspicious, then this could be suspicious. But then every item we come across in life could be suspicious. If, on the other hand, you mean suspicious as in something else, this may not be suspicious after all.
You know, she may have a point there, or she may not have a point there, or both. Do you think someone around here is faking Bigfoot?
No, it's obvious he lost an odor eater, and you know what that means?
What?
We can find him. All we have to do is follow the smell of his stinky feet. What?
You have stinky feet.
I do not.
Yes, you do.
Maybe I do, but Bigfoot smells worse, and we have to find him.
Okay.
I think Pete wants the mask off.
I can't take this anymore.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to clear my mind so I can try to achieve a higher existence.
Help me take Pete out of this Wolfman costume. Get up. Someone's coming!
I tell you, nothing tastes better than soggy tomatoes from a fast food restaurant.
I have to agree with you, Congressman.
I don't understand all this business about healthy food and trans fats. It's a conspiracy, I tell you, to deprive the American people of what they want, like speed limits on highways and shouting fire in a crowded theater. We're talking about freedom here. Freedom and free speech.
So you think it's okay to yell fire in a crowded theater?
Of course it's okay. It can't hurt anyone.
But it could cause a riot.
Nonsense. Watch. Fire! Fire! This place is gonna go off like a stick of dynamite. Run for your lives. See? Nothing happened.
I have to say, Congressman, your logic is unlike anything I've ever encountered. I've interviewed mass murderers, dictators of banana republics, and people whose views are so far to the right or the left that they probably meet somewhere out in space. But I've never met anyone as weird as you. How did you ever win an election?
I was appointed by the governor of my state. He and my predecessor were going off to spend a bit of time in prison for racketeering, and he wanted to get even with the people of the state who convicted him. So he chose me. Now tell me, Mr. Bunch, are you really interested in writing a book about me?
I could never do you justice with a televised interview, and my name's Bush, not Bunch.
A book about me. Imagine that. I think I'll go find that worthless assistant of mine and tell her what I've been doing while she's been taking a nap.
What was that?
Nothing at all.
How was your dinner with Mr. Oakley?
It was about the cheapest and strangest dinner I've had in a long time. Is there something wrong with your sofa?
No, nothing at all.
Why do you ask?
It looks kind of lumpy.
It's a very lumpy sofa.
I don't even know why we keep it.
Oh. You know, if you don't stop scratching, that poison ivy is never going to heal. Well, I think I'll go back to my room and see what's crawled in the window since this morning. Good day, ladies.
Good day.
Get up. Someone's coming again.
I can't take this anymore. I need to ascend to a higher plane.
Have you two seen Mr. Oakley?
He just came back from dinner.
Dinner? Where'd he find dinner? He can't even find his car keys.
That really nice Mr. Bush took him to a burger shack.
Mr. Bush? Does Mr. Bush happen to be a reporter?
I don't know. He was asking a lot of questions, though.
Oh no, were they talking about national parks?
No? They were talking about shouting fire in a crowded theater. And then he did it.
Did what?
Yelled fire.
What happened?
Nothing, just like he said.
Where is he?
In his room, I guess.
Why does your sister have her eyes closed?
She's trying to reach another planet.
Another plane, not planet.
I've got to call my office.
What is it, Miss Birch?
I think that reporter found the congressman.
You think he found the congressman?
Yes, I think he found the congressman. What should I do?
You have to take care of that reporter, Miss Birch.
Take care of him? You mean like bribe him?
I mean, take care of him.
I'm not following you.
Has to talk. Go on a hike. Make sure that he gets a little bit too close to the edge of a cliff. Go boating. Make sure that he accidentally falls out of the boat. Use your brains, Miss Birch.
You want me to...
I'm not saying any more. Just take care of it.
Are there any hiking trails around here with really steep cliffs?
How should I know?
Could I rent a boat without any life jackets?
I kind of doubt it.
Oh well, I guess I'll have to come up with something else.
You two stay here. I'm going to make a pair of scissors and cut off that stupid mask. You make sure nobody sees him. Be quiet!
Good evening. This is Holly Hawkins' special report. Our correspondent, Grace Granite, is supposed to bring us a breaking story from the steps of the Supreme Court. Grace, are you there?
I'm here, Holly.
Did you get out of Philadelphia?
I did get out of Philadelphia.
Well, lucky Philadelphia.
I panhandled at the train station until I had enough money to pay for the cab. Then the other panhandlers took up a collection and bought me a train ticket to the Capitol.
So you really are at the steps of the Supreme Court?
I'm afraid not. You see, they couldn't afford a train ticket to the United States Capitol. So they bought me a train ticket to the capital of New Jersey.
So you're in Trenton?
No, Holly. I'm in Hartford. And let me tell you, this city has it all. Buildings, streets, cars.
But Hartford is the capital of Connecticut.
It is? Well, is it close to New Jersey?
It's close enough, I suppose. You don't happen to know what's going on at the steps of the Supreme Court, do you?
I'm afraid not. Do you think the network would help me get back to Washington?
I sincerely hope not. And now we'll break for a commercial.
Wonder how I ended up in Connecticut. Going somewhere, Mr. Pine?
Oh, yeah. I was just taking my clothes to the cleaners.
What's in the suitcase, Mr. Pine?
My clothes.
Where is the congressman?
He's not here.
We know he's not here. The Speaker of the House has literally sent out a search party. If the congressman does not report in, he could face disciplinary actions.
Where is he hiding out?
That's outrageous. The congressman isn't hiding out anywhere. He's here.
Where?
Well, not out here on the street, but he's around.
No one has seen him in a week.
Well, people haven't been looking in the right places.
And where is the right place, Mr. Pine?
The right place to look for the congressman is the place where the congressman is actually located. Now I'm very busy.
What are you doing, Mr. Pine, besides avoiding the press?
That is an unconscionable assertion. I would never avoid the press in a state other than willingly. Now, if you don't mind, then I
Do you
just...
mind? A vote in the subcommittee is tied. Congressman Oakley is avoiding responsibility.
I promise you, the congressman will be here.
When?
When he's not somewhere else.
Can you give us a time?
It's 1/2 the hour. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got clothes to clean.
We can't have this question. More questions. What is it?
It's a travel itinerary. It looks like Mr. Pine is heading up to Moose Bottom Lake in northern Maine.
Do you mean Moose Head Lake?
Yeah, it's probably a misprint.
Shall we go to Maine to look for the congressman?
Yeah!
I read something about Moose Bottom Lake. It had something to do with feet. I wish I could remember what it was. Hey, Pete. I need to get some more medication for my poison ivy. It won't stop itching. I can't help it. It really itches. Just don't go anywhere. I will be right back.
I have to say, Congressman, I was prepared to be incensed by your complete ignorance, but your extreme lack of basic knowledge far exceeds my wildest expectations.
Well, thank you for saying that. You know, some people don't think I'm very smart.
Really, I believe those people have vastly overestimated your command of cognitive reasoning. Say, this sofa's really uncomfortable.
This sofa makes the same noise my bed makes.
What are you doing?
Looking for a muskrat. When I get back to Washington, I'm gonna write legislation making all small mammals with sharp teeth illegal.
Do you see any small mammals?
No, all I see are baby snakes. I didn't know snakes could grow. Now tell me, Mr. Barry.
My name is not Mr. Barry.
It isn't.
No, Barry is my first name.
So your first name is the same as your last name.
Sure, if that makes you happy.
I was saying, I don't like my job very much. People are always telling me what to say, what not to say, how to vote, where to hide. The first person I've met in a long time that, well, treats me like a friend.
A friend? Well, I'd be happy to be your friend.
This may come as a surprise to you, but I'm a congressman. I'm not supposed to tell anyone, but I know I can trust you.
I'm flattered.
I'm sure you've never heard of me.
Oh, I might have.
I'm not a very good congressman. I keep on trying to do the right thing, and it just never works out.
Tell me, Mr. Oakley.
Please, call me Thurston.
Okay, Thurston. What do you do as a congressman?
Well, I'm on this subcommittee that oversees national parks.
And what is your opinion on national parks?
I don't care for them. I grew up in the suburbs. Sidewalks, water sprinklers, squatty little trees, lots of vinyl siding. Nothing is as beautiful to me as a freshly power-washed house on a beautiful spring morning.
Have you ever thought about flooding the Grand Canyon?
Sure,
Why?
to make people happy.
But it would destroy a geographical treasure. The Grand Canyon is one of the most beautiful places on Earth.
Oh, it wouldn't be destroyed. It'd still be there under all that water. And with my plan, scuba divers can still enjoy it.
Strip mining in the Great Smoky Mountains?
They could put all the dirt back. It'd be almost as good as new.
Condos on Mount Rushmore?
People could enjoy the view from the privacy of their own homes, with 4 presidents looking into the windows.
There you are.
Oh, Miss Brick, where have you been?
I've been looking everywhere for you. And my name is Birch, not Brick.
This is a friend of mine, Barry Bear.
I was locked in my room with some sort of small animal. And when I finally opened the door, I found out you'd been talking to a reporter. Did you say your name is Barry Barry?
No, he said my name was Barry Barry.
Isn't Barry Barry some type of disease?
It's a deficiency disease caused by lack of thiamine in the body. Symptoms include inflammation and degenerative changes in the heart, lungs, and nervous system. It's pretty rare.
Wow, you're really smart.
How did you know that?
In college, I was a biology major.
Is that why your mother named you after a disease?
What's a biology?
Did you come to study Bigfoot?
I've never had a job in science. After college, I went home and lived in my parents' basement and worked the family business.
Which was?
Journalism.
That's just big snakes.
You're the reporter who's been following the congressman, aren't you?
I'm afraid so.
And you're going to expose him as a stupid, ill-informed nitwit.
That was my plan.
Well then go ahead. I can't take the pressure any longer, and I refuse to kill you.
Kill me?
What do you mean? I'm a stupid, ill-informed nitwit, Miss Boat.
I mean, you're stupid as in not very smart. You're ill-informed as in ignorant. And you're a nitwit as in the Three Stooges.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to know what you meant.
And you can't even remember my name. It's Birch. B-I-R-C-H. Like the tree. So you can just go ahead and expose the congressman. I don't care anymore.
Why would you want to kill me?
I don't want to kill you.
What are you guys doing?
We're visiting. Is that all right?
Wouldn't you rather visit outside?
Is there something wrong with the lobby?
No! It's just really nice outside. Where's Pete? He is underneath the guests.
We need to get them out of here.
I suggested they go outside.
Are they going?
Not yet.
Some of our guests saw a moose near the lake. Maybe you could see him too, if you went down by the lake.
I saw a moose in the kitchen last night.
Oh, well, how about the Northern Lights? The best place to see them is down by the lake.
And what makes you think we can see the northern lights in the daylight?
Just because it's daylight doesn't mean they aren't there.
I've spent the past 5 years running interference for the worst congressman in history. I'm exhausted and I'm not moving.
See here, Miss Birch. I am not the worst congressman.
My name is Belch, not Burke. And you are too the worst congressman.
What about the fellow who voted against his own bill?
For goodness sake, would you please go outside before I throw you out?
Come on, guys, follow me. I think the congressman is over here. I'm not completely sure. Just follow me. These people are reporters, and they say they're looking for a congressman.
A congressman?
We are looking for a congressman, Thurston Oakley, the worst congressman in the history of Congress.
Second worst.
You know what we think. We think you're here to get the Bigfoot story.
The what?
You can't have it. We were here first.
We've been tracking Bigfoot for years. He's ours.
Yeah.
Bigfoot? People always told me he was not real.
Wait, so you're saying all of our life's work has been for nothing?
Yeah, you bunch of lunatics.
Quick! Where's the congressman?
Excuse me.
I've been walking for miles, and my feet are killing me. Am I anywhere near the Lincoln Memorial?
Who really cares? I just want to find Bigfoot.
You've been hiding the congressman for years. We want to interview. We want a press conference. We want to know for certain he's not a fictional character.
If you think we're giving up Bigfoot so you can win a Pulitzer Prize, you're crazy. You don't know who you're dealing with, Buster.
We're about as loony as they come.
I never knew babysitting a congressman could be such hard work. All I wanted was a nice, cushy job where I can make a lot of money without having to work very hard. Is that too much to ask?
We're looking for a congressman, not a giant monkey. You can have the giant monkey. What am I saying? There is no giant monkey. Come to think of it, there may not be a congressman either.
You people live in media things. You can make fun of us. You've been making fun of us for years. And you know what? We're sick of it. There is a Bigfoot.
What drives someone like yourself to spend your lives looking for a giant, fictitious monster? Was it something in your childhood? Did you have nightmares about it? Were you ever under the care of a psychiatrist?
Just because I'm crazy doesn't mean it's crazy. At least, that's what my psychiatrist told me. Or maybe it was my mother. I can't remember. But I'm just as sane as you are. Have you ever seen a UFO?
I always wondered about Bigfoot. I mean, those pictures on TV don't look all that convincing, but then there's all those stories. Like that one article in the National Divulger so fascinating thing. When I was growing up back in Scotland, I loved reading all those different stories. I was a nature reporter before I got sucked up in all this politicking nonsense.
I used to be a storm chaser. You know, I traveled to Texas and Kansas and places like that and wait for tornadoes. I find chasing Bigfoot to be a lot less stressful. At least he never picked up my car and tossed it around.
You know, I've never been to this part of the country before. It's really beautiful. Maybe I should stop trying to expose hypocrisy and settle down. Smell the coffee. Live in the woods. Commune with nature.
We had him in our sights in the Everglades. Then we thought we saw him in the Rocky Mountains last summer, but he got away. And then we thought we saw him in Canada 2 months ago. For a prehistoric creature, he sure does get around.
We cannot let them find Bigfoot. They're going to find him and make it look like some kind of conspiracy. And these people, they really know about conspiracies. I never should have let them think that they could find Bigfoot.
You know, Aunt Hilda isn't so bad. She's rude, she's mean, she's about as dumb as a doorknob, and she's as offensive as a garbage truck on a hot day. But at least her condo isn't full of snakes.
I took a bus out of Hartford and got off somewhere in New Jersey. Or maybe it was New Hampshire. Anyway, I was kind of hungry. You know, I've been riding around for days. And I found this quaint little lobster pond and met these people who said they were reporters and were going to do a story on a congressman.
We caught something, but it's not a fish. It's terrifying. Are you listening to me? Hello?
Hello? Well, I was looking for a congressman too, and I thought maybe it was the same congressman. I mean, odds are like 400 and something to 1. So I rented a car and followed them. I drove forever.
We caught something, you hear me? It's terrible. It's the most horrible thing I've ever seen.
Mrs. Hyde, what on earth is the matter?
Who are you, and why are you acting like you're on television?
This is Grace Granite, and I have no idea why I talk like this.
Caught a big hairy monster.
Big monster! Big monster! Can you believe it? Isn't that crazy?
Something tells me this isn't a fish.
It's him. It's Bigfoot. Sasquatch after all these years.
Did you say Sasquatch? Could it be true? Take off that net so we can get a good look at him.
No! Maybe we should just let him go.
Are you crazy?
Well, he's a part of nature, and we respect nature around here.
You know, Bigfoot looks like a guy in a Wolfman mask.
We'll take over now, sir. You people can relax. Everything's under control.
Who are you?
We're from the government.
What branch of the government?
A branch you've never heard about. That's all you need to know. We've been looking for this extraterrestrial for years.
Extraterrestrial?
Oops, you're not supposed to know anything about that. You people can go about your business. Pretend like we're not here.
But where are you going to take him?
We're taking this specimen, where we take all specimens.
And where's that?
Roswell, New Mexico, where the spaceship landed back in 1947. Oops, you're not supposed to know about that either.
We know about it, all right. We've known about it for years.
This proves it. We're right. We've been right all along.
We've got the biggest story of our careers here.
If word of this gets out, you will all be rounded up and sent to a place where no one will ever hear of you again.
I'm Congressman Oakley. I'm on a very important subcommittee. You can't treat people like this. It's a disgrace. It's un-American. It's kind of mean.
You can make a congressman disappear just like anybody else.
Oh. Okay, I'll go back over there and pretend like you're not here.
We're taking this specimen. Don't say a word about this to anyone.
you guys, but I came up here to find Bigfoot. And no secret government agency is going to stop me from proving to the world that he exists.
And now we know the truth. He's a space alien. Let's go.
Go where?
Where else? To Roswell!
I think we're onto something. The biggest story of our careers.
Or the biggest waste of time in our careers.
Who cares? Let's go to Roswell!
To Roswell!
Hey! Those guys took my fishing net!
They cannot take Bigfoot to Roswell.
It isn't Bigfoot, it's Pete. They're taking Pete to Roswell, and we got to stop them.
Wow. That certainly was interesting.
It certainly was.
Say, am I anywhere near the Jefferson Memorial?
By the way, Miss Birch, you're fired.
You're too late, Mr. Payne. I quit.
The name is Pine. How dare you quit before I can fire you? Just who do you think you are? You get back here so I can fire you the right way.
If she can quit, so can I. Miss Birch, wait, I can remember your name now.
Well, I guess that leaves two of us.
Well, this might surprise you, but I am a broadcast journalist, and I'm working on an important story on a congressman. Do you know how I can get a good cheese steak around here?
I guess that leaves one of us.
I should have listened to my parents. They wanted me to become a nuclear physicist.
I can't believe we lost Bigfoot.
It isn't Bigfoot, it's Pete. We lost Pete, and he's on his way to Roswell, New Mexico, to be filed away with the other extraterrestrials, and all because of that article he wrote for the National Divulge. And if you don't stop scratching, I will surgically alter your hands.
Well, at least I've learned one important lesson.
And what important lesson did you learn, Mary?
To always tell the truth. Honesty is the best policy. No more lies.
Would you tell Aunt Hilda that her perfume smells like rotten flowers?
Of course not.
You can kiss that resolution goodbye.
I just wish we could help Pete. Well, you can help Pete.
How? He's on his way to New Mexico with a bunch of men in black.
Actually, he's sitting on the sofa.
Pete, what happened? How did you get away from those government guys?
Those weren't government guys. They were friends of mine from journalism school. They work at hotels and fishing camps around here.
How did they get the men in black outfits?
One of them did a story for the National Divulger about government agents tracking down extraterrestrials. They used the outfits for the photos. They were watching the Pikes when they caught me.
Why were they watching the Pikes?
They were doing a story on the weirdest couple in America. Anyway, I am through with Bigfoot.
So you're only gonna write honest stories from now on?
I'll write honest stories when you stop scratching your poison ivy. I'm working on one of Elvis as a vampire. I can get my cousin Caleb to dress up like the king and put in some vampire tea. What do you think?
I think that there's a family of mink that need to be evicted from the linen closet. I wonder if I could live with Aunt Hilda.
And give up all of this?
Rotten flowers or baby snakes. I'm going to have to think about it.
Good evening. This is Holly Hawk, and I am simply thrilled to announce that our reporter, Grace Granite, has left the network. Now we go to Berry Bush at Moose Bottom Lake with a special report about our missing congressman. Are you there, Barry?
I'm here, Holly, and I've just received word that Congressman Thurston Oakley has resigned his seat. His assistant has informed me that the governor has already appointed a new congressman. And here is Mr. Pine. Mr. Pine, what can you tell us about the new congressman?
Well, why not let her speak for herself?
Hello, Holly. This is Grace Granite, and I have a new job.
I can't believe it.
That's right. No more of your condescending remarks about my lack of intelligence or a sense of direction. No, Holly, I'm through with you. Speaking of through, have you seen the Washington Memorial? I can't find it anywhere.
Like I said, she's perfect.
How can she be perfect?
Because she possesses the rare ability not to give a straight answer no matter what she's asked. She's going far.
She can't give a straight answer because her brain is the size of a walnut.
That's why she's perfect. Now, if you'll excuse us, we're going to go practice her acceptance speech. Come on.
I suppose you'd like to know what the former congressman is up to.
Not really.
Mr. Oakley, I believe you found the career of your dreams.
Oh, I have, Barry. My assistant and I have gone into stand-up comedy.
He's the congressman who wants to destroy all of our national parks, and I'm his assistant who wants to hide the fact that he's a raving lunatic. Watch this.
I'm introducing a bill to make the Grand Canyon a giant lake. Think of all the recreational opportunities.
But sir, you can't do that. The Grand Canyon is a national treasure.
Nonsense, Miss Bench. It's a big hole in the ground, and it's our duty as good citizens to turn it into something we can use, like a lake. People will be thanking me for generations.
What'd you think?
It may need a little bit of work.
We already have an engagement in Las Vegas. Maybe I could write legislation to open up the Hoover Dam. All that water needs to go somewhere, right, Miss Bench?
It's Birch.
Well, that's the story from Moose Bottom Lake, Holly.
We're gonna go chop down some trees now.
That's the latest on our missing congressman. In other news, hundreds of people were arrested outside Roswell, New Mexico today. Rumors circulate that Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, has been captured and brought to Roswell. Writers claim that Bigfoot is actually an extraterrestrial creature that was captured in a remote area of northern Maine. This will be my last broadcast. I have accepted a position on the editorial board of the National Divulger. It can't be any weirder than real life. Thank you and good night.
For their generous allowance for us to use our facility, especially tonight because they had another event going on. We also have the board members, Darla, Kimberly, and Christy, sitting there in the back, who work tirelessly behind the scenes to put all this together. We have Catherine, our acting coach and instructor, who brings out the best of these kids, stretching them to try out new things and just be willing to work within the goals that we've given them. And then also I have the directing group, which is Gabriella, Kylie, Lazuli, and then lastly, all the parents of these great students that came and participated in this term's performance. So now I will welcome the group back on so you can take pictures and enjoy the evening.
the next